The talk about this recession has been prevalent for a while. Everything has skyrocketed and has become expensive. But there are still people out there making millions, so how do they do it? First, as a recession approaches, we explore how the wealthy benefit from economic downturns. Government bailouts. You can be reckless with your business, pushing leverage to the limit, as the government provides free money to prevent failure. This may seem unfair, as the government does not intervene when individuals are near bankruptcy. However, these companies are crucial to the economy and employ thousands, which would result in government involvement if they fail. This happened to banks in 2008 and likely will to airlines this year. Government bonds. Non-struggling people buy government bonds in droves. Government bonds allow the government to borrow money from businesses and individuals at a decent rate and low risk. Rich people buy these bonds and the government pays interest. These are safe investments because you get your money and interest unless the government collapses. More developed countries use these financial instruments to regulate the market without printing money and devaluing the currency. The rich watch the market for a reason. They think 1, 2, 3 steps ahead and position themselves to maximize what's to come. As the virus spread in China, ultra-wealthy individuals sold stocks considered vulnerable and shorted the market. Over $50 billion made by coronavirus short sellers. 2 examples of this done right. Billionaire Pershing Square Capital Management CEO Bill Ackman converted $27 million into $2.6 billion by predicting a market crash due to coronavirus. You can do that with leverage. The second example is murkier. Between late January and early February, Republicans Richard Burr, Kelly Loeffler, James Inhofe, and Dianne Feinstein sold up to $11 million in stock, weeks before the public learned about it. Buy stocks at the bottom. During times of global panic, the wealthy purchase shares in major companies at a discount instead of stocking up on toilet paper. We took advantage of this during the downturn and our portfolio has returned over 40%. Click in the top right corner to see which stocks we bought and at what price. We've been preparing for this for years. Now we must act. During the coronavirus quarantine, we recommend reading Tony Robbins' book Unshakable for specific guidance. Even better, go to alex.com/freebook now to get Unshakable for free as an audiobook if this is your first Audible subscription. Take advantage of free knowledge. Now is the time to call because the rich love better deals. Just about everything is refinanced. Businesses agree to terms they wouldn't normally accept to keep key clients. Rich people can increase their returns and free up money for everything else on this list by calling and renegotiating. You're not used to negotiating much. Buying bankrupt firms. Imagine a large company able to afford infrastructure, intellectual property, trained employees, and raw materials at a lower cost than usual. Enroll us. The market is flooded with big companies waiting for competitors or tangent businesses to fail, allowing them to profit from the scraps. Consider the airline and cruise ship industries. The company is losing money due to decreased aircraft and cruise usage, but the assets remain valuable and should be utilized. Cheap dirt real estate purchase. Companies aren't the only ones struggling. We consider real estate the best asset anyone can own. The process is simple. Prices drop once normal people cannot afford it, allowing the rich to acquire valuable items at a lower cost. Commercial real estate is hardest hit, but new residential developments will drop the most in 18 months. Developers often build on credit, anticipating demand, but with a lack of buyers, banks may demand repayment. Why not buy your apartment for half its value? Businesses that can survive recessions benefit. It makes your business lean and trim. Many people are laid off, those who keep their jobs are grateful, and business costs drop. This causes market power imbalance. With more job seekers, hiring costs are lower and employee pay is lower due to crowding at the door. Low interest. Banks are trying to attract new customers because the economy is stagnant. They lower interest rates. Rich people with good credit can borrow money at low or no interest. Having done this before and having a credit score ready gives you a huge advantage. They can refinance everything without worry. Because you can repay the loan, the bank will lend you money to capitalize on the market downturn. According to Jay-Z. Some of you may be confused, but we want to share a story and insight. Don't know how many of you are tennis fans, but most should know about Wimbledon. They paid for pandemic insurance for 20 years. About $30 million in insurance costs have been paid. Coronavirus claim payouts average $140 million, making them one of the best investments. They have company. Many businesses are investing in pandemic insurance, and demand is rising. Store value in tax havens. Rich people fear inflation devaluing their hard-earned money. New money flooding the economy causes inflation. This has been government's main economic stabilization strategy for 100 years: print more. To prevent a financial collapse in the US, the Fed wants to print $2.3 trillion. Only $1.75 trillion is in circulation. People have bills in their wallets. With all that new money, hyperinflation and dollar devaluation are likely. The rich expect this and are protecting their investments. With the money offshore, they buy gold, silver, and crypto. They diversify by buying stable currencies like the Swiss franc and Norwegian krone. Contracts with the government. Governments need workers to boost the economy. Businesses receive contracts for infrastructure projects. The rich own most of these businesses, making even more money, but at least they hire people and some of that money trickles down. Stocking up on raw materials. Oil prices have plummeted in recent days, as you know. We'd love to explain it, but we'll save it for another day. During economic stagnation, people and businesses stop purchasing raw materials, resulting in a drop in prices proportional to demand. It's not that gas, oil, iron, etc. are worthless, people just don't need them. The wealthy stash raw materials and wait for the recession to end before reselling them when demand and prices return to normal. High-growth sectors during the pandemic include e-commerce, e.g., Amazon, online entertainment, e.g., YouTube, Netflix, and pharma. By diversifying their portfolios, they protect themselves from market fluctuations and make profitable bets. Every pharmaceutical company is pursuing a cure for the coronavirus. Imagine holding stock in a company before they announce a cure and mass distribution. Startups thrive in this environment. After 2008, Uber, Airbnb, and others emerged. Rich people are watching startups to invest early. They buy luxury goods when others are forced to sell. Certain art, collectibles, and premium properties are rarely sold, but recessions can prompt wealthy individuals to sell their luxuries to cover financial losses. The rich finally buy that rare Picasso or Ferrari 250 GTO they've been eyeing. Premium properties never hit the market like most of you expect. From personal experience, high-end brokers and real estate agents have a curated list of customers ready to bid on items or properties for sale. You may not be rich, but you have ideas to succeed. Bonus for watching the whole thing. Recesses determine the new world order. This information is not about the Illuminati, but rather about macroeconomics and geopolitics. Although the video is short for the masses, we will provide a deeper dive for true luxers. Studying economic history helps you understand its cyclical nature. We won't discuss long-term versus short-term debt cycles. You can research that. After World War II, the US became the world's top power. This gives financial advantages. As the dollar became the global currency, the US used cheat codes to print unlimited amounts of money while maintaining its value after the gold standard was eliminated. This may change when China reclaims number one. Not many people know this, but China has led the world longer than the US. The issue is that changes often occur during war or depression, and we are nearing the end of the cycle and ready for change. The US is $25 trillion in debt because it has printed money and driven growth without regard to debt. This can only be eliminated by an international power and currency recalibration in which the US wins. When China surpasses the US as the top superpower, the yuan will become the reserve currency, causing the US financial system to collapse, leading to military retaliation or acceptance of fate. The wealth gap has historically increased war risk. First steps include unease, distrust of governments, and rise in populism, observed globally in the past decade. Although we cannot predict the future, we can conclude that the coronavirus pandemic is not the largest event in our lifetimes and that something bigger is yet to come. Whatever happens, we hope you find your place and thrive in the future. Please leave a comment with NWO in the comments. While most may not know what it means, it will let us know you watched to the end. Thank you.